Sell properties and trusts. Yeah, two props. Yeah. Two properties. Parking lots.
Whether it's thumbs up in Zoom or they able to.
Sure, Russ. And that's the trouble.
Audio check for those on Zoom.
Good. What happened?
Audio checks for those on Zoom.
Very boring.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Testing.
We can hear you.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna call a special meeting to order at 5:02. Roll call, Chair Irby Dominguez present, Vice Chair Gene McCloskey,
Present.
Secretary Treasurer Janelle Lewis is absent. Board Member Cora Holloman,
Present.
Board Member Frank Maynard.
Present.
Okay, so
Courtney did ask before you walked in, if ever, to make sure that everybody has signed in, if you
Okay.
haven't. Sign in.
okay. Everybody signed in. Okay, everybody wants to speak, please sign in.
There's
No speaking today? Okay, just me speaking? It's only me? Okay, all right. Only me. There we go. Okay. Okay, so adoption of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Aye, okay, so that's 4 in favor and with Janelle just not present.
Yep.
Okay. All right,
Is Janelle online or?
I don't see her.
Not yet.
No. Okay. Okay, consider action on items postponed from the Monday, June 22nd, 2026 Board of Directors Business Meeting. Let's go. Consider approval of the consent agenda. Okay. Do
And just a
anything
little
there?
background on that, it was given Cora the opportunity to get all the minutes reviewed that we weren't able to on Monday.
Yeah, so, I never received the file for the minutes. There's, oh, here comes Janelle. I went through the budget committee meeting number 2, the June 1st, and highlighted the parts where,
Let the record show Janelle arrived at 5:04.
Janelle has entered the room.
The earliest I've ever made it.
So I just went through and highlighted the parts where we have it listed as an unidentifiable speaker. I just think we can go through and fill in who the speaker was. And then I still have a sticking point on the May 18th meeting. It was page 10. Paragraph 3, at the end of paragraph 3, I had Courtney had sent me the file to review the meeting minutes, and so when I sent her back the draft, it included that the meeting had gone out of order and was called back to order by the chair and vice chair, and that part was removed. And I don't know why that was appropriate or necessary, so I would just ask for that to be put back in.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the amendments as presented to the meeting minutes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
And Cora, can you send those via email maybe?
Yeah.
As presented by Cora.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
the
you.
amendments
Yes.
to the minutes.
Approved budget committee meeting number 2 and special board meeting minutes from June 1st, 2026.
I think
That's what you said.
they were.
That's what
all
we did. We
pulled-
did too. It's all all together?
And can I confirm who seconded that? Was you made them spring? Okay, thank you.
Okay, so move on. Okay, consider approval of a 1-year employment contract for the executive director.
Well, I'll start with that one. Cora and I were tasked with going through the previous contract and the new contract. I don't know if board members all had a chance to read through the materials. The previous contract was 10 pages long, made by the I'll say our old district council. New district council shortened it up considerably to 4 pages. So we sat down with Courtney and went over some of the verbiage, things that we thought needed to be added, subtracted, and so on. Cora and I then sat with Courtney and went over some points, and then we went back and worked through our presentations. We did a couple of back and forths with Courtney, and where we're at now is we've offered her a 12-month contract with a 3-month severance. The health benefits to remain the same, where she's waived them, but she gets a $3,600 stipend. Vacation hours per employee manual at 120. That's the nitty gritty of it. Cora, did you have anything to add?
No, I think that was, and the self stipend and the opt-out benefit was just in the contract pointing back towards the employee manual, so it can be reviewed annually during the budget process.
We just felt it's in the best interest of the district to stick to the policies that are already in place as far as the employee manual.
Do either the counter offer or Courtney's counter meet our posted salary schedule?
Would it meet our posted salary schedule? Yes.
They're both within the approved schedule. They're both within the approved schedule, yes.
Then we had proposed a 2-month severance. Courtney came back with a 4-month. We countered, sounds like a used car sentence. We countered with a 3-month, but we consulted with the county council on this and did some research, and on a 12-month contract, it's typical to see a 2 or 3-month severance package. So I guess what we're looking for is the board's approval of the contract that we have proposed.
And I guess I'll speak up. I'm not in favor of that. We have her counter is 5% deduction, or our offer is almost a 30% deduction in wages. That's, to me, that's just unheard of. She hasn't reduced her job at all. In fact, she's getting glowing reports from the board and the people that attend here. I would be, I think to do the right thing, we should do her counter offer.
Well, Frank, I'll say that her job description has changed dramatically from when her contract was first initiated, with the elimination of all the land-based programming. And I believe it's appropriate to reflect that in a current contract. And as far as the 5% reduction, if you really look at it line by line, take out the severance. I really don't see that the severance needs to weigh into the bottom dollar. Let's just look at the bottom dollar of the contract. And I checked around with other special districts just within our area. 97,000 is a good offer for running just the aquatic center at this time.
Well, as this is what I'm gonna say, the having to get rid of the land-based programs didn't reduce her work at all. We had a $60,000 employee that ran those. And now, how many land-based do we have? we have pickleball.
We have no land-based.
We have no-
Nobody else is running
And
pickleball.
that $60,000 employee also oversaw aquatics, which I have now absorbed. So when you look at the job descriptions from the original contract right now to the new contract, I've actually taken on multiple duties that I did not have previously.
There's not, I just wanted to call out, I don't think there's anything about like expected number of hours per week, right? Or did I miss it?
No, I think the assumption is 40 hours. I work on average about 55 hours a week.
Yeah, because you were tracking your hours at one
Yes.
point for quite a while.
Yeah, we have that.
Yes.
But we track for a couple of weeks.
Well, as I stated to Courtney, this job offer is not a reflection of her job performance. It's a reflection of a financially struggling district and a reduction in hours of operation, and in my opinion, taking away all of the land-based programming that we had when we first started with Courtney's employment does make a difference. And I recognize that Courtney has taken on multiple jobs. And possibly we need to start adding back in some of those jobs.
Like hiring other people.
Yes.
Adding.
Well, back when, before we had Courtney, and this was before my time, we had an executive director making 90-some thousand a year, but he also had an office manager, desk person making 40, don't quote me, 45 or 47,000 a year. Yeah,
And a bookkeeper.
yeah, she has saved us a tremendous
Yeah.
amount of money. I so agree. I want Courtney to stay employed with this
Yeah.
district. And in my heart, I truly feel like this is a good offer for the community, for our county, and for what I see executive officials of other districts making. So that's all I have to say.
I guess I just wonder if we should put something about the expected hours and some like. The expectations of which of the roles she's doing now, she should be continuing to do.
Yeah.
Board members, if this is the contract that's adopted, you will not have an executive director on July 1. So I just want to make that very clear. This is a salary that I made 15 years ago. I bring 20 years of experience, 6 years of positive employment reviews, and have, I think, done a pretty great job leading the district despite what a few people say.
You have.
And I
Okay.
also would share that this is probably the best budget we've had in quite a few years. And I'm concerned for risk for the district should it move forward with this particular proposal. And that's, I just want to share that perspective because part of my job is to protect the district from risk.
Are there any other like counters that you have for me?
I mean,
That little spreadsheet that's in front of you, Courtney's counter offer.
I would be willing to forego, I've been thinking about this quite a bit. I'd be willing to forego the 5% contribution to 457B. With retaining the rest of what that proposal is. So that saves an additional $6,000. But that's, I can't, I have to look out for my family, for my student loan payments, for all the things that I'm responsible for, and that is the best that I can do at this time.
The other important thing I think about Courtney's counteroffer that we should discuss was the outside employment clause that she wanted to add. And whether the board was aware that that is happening and if that's.
I'm gonna withdraw that request as part of the contract as well. So I withdraw the request to put that into the contract.
Or working.
As far as being allowed to have an outside job, it doesn't need to be in the contract. It's something that's allowable within our employee policy, employee manual.
Well, I think we spelled it pretty clearly in our email back to you that that was the policy manual, the policy that you were looking at for that, we felt was for subordinate employees in the contract had that language about outside employment interfering with job duties.
Yeah, it did
So-
not. So all of our full-time staff have outside jobs because of the lack of pay in this district. And so I would just ask for the same consideration that all of our other staff have through our employee manual, which does apply to me as an employee.
So going back to the employee manual, how do you justify the added vacation hours?
That's just something the board has done for me every year since I've worked here as part of my contract. And so I would just ask that we continue what has been done for the last 6 years of contracts.
I believe we have an employee manual in place and we should follow it.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna follow it for outside employment, we should follow it for the vacation as well.
I'd be willing to give that up if there's no reduction in salary.
Well, Cora and I have done our due diligence. Now it's up to the rest of you three, in my opinion, to yay or nay. We brought the proposal, you have Courtney's counter offer.
I will just say that I'm not comfortable with continuing on with a misunderstanding of what the legality of the outside employment is in the contract. In these email, I don't know if the board has had a chance to review all of the emails, but our executive director is scheduled to teach an in-person class at COCC in the fall that will happen during business hours.
It does not
And-
happen during business hours, excuse me, it's outside of business hours.
Courtney,
It's outside of business hours.
Oh, because you're going during your lunch hour on Wednesdays? or-
No, on Wednesdays, we're not open during that time. That's time that our staff work at their desk or do other things or take their lunch. And I typically don't take a lunch, but would on that particular day for 3 months.
Yeah.
and I would just like to point out that you said in your email that it was a 50-minute class that you would take on your lunch break. But we can look up the class online and it's an 80-minute class.
It's
It's
50
posted,
minutes 2 times a week.
it's posted online. I don't.
If it's
I-
more than that, then I'm not teaching it. So that is up to me and that is up to me and COCC to work out. We know where you stand, Cora. I know where you stand.
Courtney,
It's
I-
fine. It's
no,
fine.
I come into these meetings and I try very hard to be factual, and I am not trying to push any agenda. I'm honestly bringing up a concern,
I'm sorry.
and I think it's very inappropriate.
Hey,
Quiet in the
call order,
audience.
please, order.
This is our meeting and our
Okay.
discussion. Thank you.
I think
Couch.
Hey, Wes.
We'll have to ask you to leave if you cannot remain silent.
I just have concerns of how it reflects on our district. That we are understaffed and Courtney does need more help to do administrative things when she's required to spend so much time on the lifeguard chair. That's a reality of this position, the position of the district and the staffing level that we have right now. And so I think it would be a very tough sell for the way that that is perceived to our voters who we are relying on renewing our levy to continue. So it's very nothing personal. But that policy is seeking approval from yourself. And your contract language would trump that, and the contract doesn't have language about adding outside employment. And so I would ask the board to consider doing that on board approval basis, maybe, if that's something that we wanted to continue forward as a solution.
I
That's
think
all.
for the executive director position, it could be appropriate, since we're writing a whole new contract with our lawyers, that we could put that it would be up to board approval, like when the hours are specifically, like how much time it is or something like that.
Yeah, I just think, and that's consistent with other agencies that I've checked with. I'm sure you've done some checking too, Jean. But yeah, that it's reviewed on an annual basis and definitely disclosed to the board so that we're aware of what's happening outside of the hours. You know, it's a tough sell, I think, to the taxpayers when our district is closed on weekdays. You know, and our highest paid employee has other responsibilities during those times. I think it's just a perception issue.
The board has my counter offer. There are also two other options that the board has. My contract can be done June 30, 2026. Or you can extend the existing contract 2-3 months and find a new director. That option allows you to remain open starting July 1, because I am scheduled to lifeguard and deck supervise for many days in the coming weeks. So you essentially have 3 options in front of you.
I have a question for you, Ray.
Yes.
As a human resources professional, is it legal to restrict an employee's outside off hours? Or dictate to an employee what their off hour?
Well, it goes back to, we have a policy. It's, we call it a moonlighting policy, but it has to be approved by managers or HR. So, I mean, if we
So when you say
approve
we,
it,
you mean the
yeah,
board or?
it would have to be, for Brightwood, it would have to be approved by their manager. For us, it would have to be approved by this board. So,
And historically, Irby, for what it's worth, the board chair has given that approval, just as the board chair signs off on vacation time, sick leave, all of those other things.
so how long have you been teaching?
3 years.
3
And
years.
15 years before that, but 3
Okay.
years since I've been with the district.
Okay. And
It's approved by Deanna.
right.
It has not affected my performance. I've gotten performance reviews. It has not impacted my ability to get my job done. And when I'm spending all the time in the lifeguard chair, those hours are then spent at my desk outside of those hours as the work is getting done. So
we haven't had any issues for 3 years.
that's correct.
Correct. Okay. So, and I know some entities don't allow it. Others do. I think that is a board decision. I mean, if it hasn't affected her work, I mean, I haven't noticed anything. I didn't know about it. I haven't noticed anything. I mean, the reports are here. She is doing a good job. We all say that. We all want to keep her, you know, so. I don't know, maybe if that is approved, what resolution can we come to, Courtney? We want to keep you. I think you're doing a great job. Okay, so our offer is 97,000. Your offer is 110, 580, so I can be exact,
So I have a proposal to move this along. I'll make a motion. If there's a second, it goes to a vote. If there's not, it dies. I make a motion that we offer the executive director a contract at the rate of $104,000 with the 1% COLA, the $3,600 waiver in health benefits. The vacation hours remain per employee manual with the 3-month severance on a 12-month contract.
That was not on.
No, so that's meeting in the middle between Courtney's counter offer and mine and Cora's offer.
And then are we dropping the employment part?
The employment part, I think, needs
Outside
to
of
be
it.
addressed outside this contract negotiation. That would be a separate issue to come to the board.
I think there's a strong possibility, I'm just gonna say this, even if we're gonna discuss it later, but I think any future executive director, if we are gonna end up recruiting in the future, is going to want and or need other employment depending
At
on.
$104,000 a year living in Madrid.
Potentially, depending on
They're
if they have a
gonna want or
significant other,
need.
kids, there could be.
Student loans.
Or interest, like if there is a community college here, there's other opportunities to
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
outside, even if it's like a small thing like that. This is like a future problem that is gonna come up again.
well, the original contract clearly stated that it wasn't allowed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very.
But I don't-
clearly stated.
It's just something to look at moving forward. A lot of people
Yeah.
do multiple things or wear different hats. So I think it's gonna come up and then, and yeah, I think putting something about the board approval of what it is.
Yeah.
Because I think it is one thing to do something that's like a couple hours a week outside of work compared to like. If someone had a full like weekend part-time job where they're getting exhausted.
Right.
You know, like there's a difference.
Yeah. And it's 50 minutes twice a week. You were saying the class
Well,
is
twice a
15
week.
minutes. Yeah.
I mean,
2 quarters a year.
Okay,
then
Okay,
one
so a
course.
motion is made. You asked, is there a second?
okay.
I got another one in here. Thank you. That's.
I will second.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor of the new contract that was presented? To where we meet in the middle? Okay,
I,
okay.
Nay,
Aye.
Well,
Are you asking for on?
yeah, I'm
a
saying
nay.
how we're, your name. I'm an I. I think, meeting in the middle. So,
It's Janelle,
What do we have?
yes.
Janelle was a yes.
It's 3-2.
So 3-2. So,
I will not accept.
all right.
okay.
Do we want to consider one of her other two, the other two options that Courtney mentioned?
You'd have to make a motion.
So. I got a question. So you are at 120. So you are at 110,580. Is there any way we can get past that? Or are we at a solid, this is it, this is the line?
It's really rough for me to go lower than that
Yeah,
and take care of it.
I mean,
That's just,
I think that's the best this district can do.
so I think we kind of met you in the middle. We're looking, we want to keep you, Courtney. I think everybody is in favor of that. We want to keep you. You do a great job. But financially, with things changing, I think 104 is a good offer. And I think we can, approve the working outside. I think that is a question not for now, I think, but we can look at that as a board, but I'm in favor of allowing that.
I would go to 108 if it includes being able to have this in the contract. That's
Of what?
allowing for limited outside employment.
Yeah.
But that's as low, I cannot go lower than that.
Okay,
what can you put that? What? Does the contribution go back in?
No, contribution is still not,
I was saying,
so that's an, since there's a feeling that we don't want to include.
I would encourage the board maybe to. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's now June 25th, but I just worry about what the public perception is of allowing outside employment and how that is gonna affect our district when it comes time to vote.
Cora, I can almost guarantee I probably won't be here when it comes time to vote. So based on this experience.
and I don't know if the public would really care. I think maybe a certain few would care. but I think everybody else really doesn't matter. Honestly, I mean, it doesn't matter to me if she's working outside, if, yeah, if she's working at a community college, but. You know, her work is getting done, you know, it's positive for the community. So, I don't know, that, it doesn't bother me. You know, if somebody wants to work hard and make money, I'm absolutely okay with that. You know,
Did you read through all the emails in the packet?
yes, ma'am.
And we all read the email where I don't know,
I mean, I understand what you're saying, and it comes.
like springtime, it's too hard to have outside employment during that time because it's too. You know, the hours are more demanding during, I'm assuming, budget and all of those things, so.
But have they affected
Well,
anything? I mean,
yes, or I think at every meeting and in every email that I read, it's. I'm short on time because I have to cover this and that, and. I mean,
Well,
that is.
I think this year it's been a little bit different with all the records requests and lawyers and extra things, not just budget. I mean, you have to take all this into consideration. We're all putting in.
I mean,
more
I
hours.
have,
The deal with Joe McKinney going to jail.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
this is like.
most of this is emails and requests right there. Very few of it.
Just blame a 2-hour class.
I'm not, I am not trying to blame a 2-hour class at a community college or multiple classes at a community college. I'm trying to bring to the table a broader perspective of how. Things are perceived by the public and what it's. As board members, we get an inside look into things, but the public only gets what they hear at our meetings. Of the things that we have planned and aren't done yet, you know, it is different. We have an inside look on all of the little things that happen that lead to those conclusions. So I would just, that's my concern, but I'm only one vote, so.
I think it's impressive that she's doing as much and as well as she's doing with the outside pressures and negativity in the community toward her. I think that's the flip side that also should be considered, is that the fact that she has been doing all these things and manages to keep everything as straight as she does, and especially during that budget process, is very impressive because it's a lot to deal with mentally.
I agree.
I mean,
And I
if the
think a
board-
lot of the public are also seeing that, and I also think that they value her teaching people in our community. So there's gonna be two views of everything, but I think the outside employment she's choosing is minimal and it's beneficial to our entire community. But that's my 2 cents.
Courtney, you're at 108, but you're on the severance on a 12-month contract. Are you willing to go to the 3 months of severance?
If we leave in the 40 hours of vacation, yes. If not, then no. I've worked here 6 years and I don't think it's inappropriate to have a severance that reflects the years of service as well.
I just don't think it's responsible to have a liability like that on our books of in. The amounts removed now, but you know, for a director that just said that she doesn't plan to be here when the vote happens for
That only
for renewing our levy.
paying out a severance.
So we have, just watching, we have input time.
This is a board meeting
Yeah.
held in public, unfortunately not with the public. It's our discussion only.
So we don't have any paper.
Not at this time.
It's right now.
And,
Don't know who he is. She doesn't want to go down to.
I thought when Jean proposed it, she said.
I did, I
should
proposed it
for
to stick to the
yeah.
employee manual. I don't like that notwithstanding and the deviations from a manual and policy we already have in place.
And
that many hours.
Jean, is that including the front loading of the 40 hours?
Yes, yeah,
Removing that?
I'll remove that if we go up to 100 and whatever the original 110. 580, but
no,
So
that's fine.
we're still kind of at an impasse. So we came up. You came down a little bit. So what if we kind of meet in the middle? And we're at 104, you're at 108. What would be the middle? 106?
I think the
Think that
bigger
too
sticking
much? What
point
do you
is
think?
the vacation and the severance, it seems to me, but maybe I'm reading wrong.
I mean, we still haven't decided on the wage. I mean, we're all saying 104. But you know, she's not gonna take that. She's not gonna take 104.
so then you
We did
just take
come
your
up.
vote and
We're
move
not
on.
actually changing
Yeah.
anything, if we're just shuffling to vacation.
Yeah.
I,
So that's. We're still considering a 3-month severance.
Well, we had a motion and a second and it passed.
It did.
but
And Courtney's refusing it.
yeah,
Okay.
So do we need to make another motion to
Well,
renegotiate or?
somebody else should propose.
Yeah, I don't know, is that the offer that could be shorter than the contract? I think it's gonna be really difficult to not have an executive director and 2 months.
Yeah.
Going into the summer months, I mean, it could end up with full being closed, I just wanna call it out there.
yeah.
Again, for another summer.
So
There's
one
a
of,
lot of things lined up.
one of Courtney's counter offers was to remain with the contract as is for 2 months. Was it 2 months? 2 to 3 months, she would continue working while we went out for outside employment.
Thank you.
It's not.
So that's another option for the board to consider.
3 months. Oh, what it was. 3 months,
3 months.
and then we try to find somebody.
Whatever number of months. I mean, I'm a taxpayer myself, I'm a community member, I'm not gonna leave
Right,
the district high and dry if there's any other option.
well, honestly, we don't want you to leave. I feel that you've been doing a great job. You know,
And I
Right.
don't wanna leave, I love
And-
this job.
Then meet us in the middle.
I
Reflect the reduction in services we now provide, Courtney.
I am working twice as much as I was before. So
Think of the district though,
I am thinking of the district.
and we can't afford to have open hours like we used to. We can't afford to have land-based programs like we used to. So give us something that reflects that.
I have, and, this is as far as I can go. I got a master's degree and have quite a bit of student loan debt and responsibilities that I have to take care of. So this is where I'm at.
And we have to look at the district. I understand
that's fine.
that. but we
I have to
look at
balance
the
both.
district.
I have to
So
balance.
deviating from the policy manual, the vacation hours, we shouldn't do that.
Well, we've done it for the last 6 years.
That doesn't
That's
mean it
why
was
I'm
right.
Asking for it to continue.
That doesn't mean that it was right.
And that's fine. That's fine.
So then I will make a motion that we extend her contract for 3 months till have time to look for a new executive director.
How would the
And
details of that map out as far as, so I think Jean doesn't, the current contract includes like front loading the 40 hours of vacation on July 1 and the COLA that's supposed,
So the
in a lump
goal is the
sum
same. Yeah.
payment that would be for the entire year, so I think we would have to consider those details if we were looking at that.
So I have a Janelle move to extend the contract 3 months and look for a new executive director.
I think then we could post it, we can look at this, the new contract from our attorneys and decide whether or not we wanna put something in about outside employment. Like being at toward discretion or something, whatever. Like go over that later, but for,
Before you deliberate, someone should second it. Sorry.
I'm just saying,
Or
that,
not
like,
seconded.
I think we'd have to stick with the other one and then, like. Use this one and the employment, like, use all the things we drafted for whoever we're, for like a salary. And repost it.
But-
Well, right, what I'm bringing up is just that on July 1, in the current
Yeah.
contract, if we knew it as is, then on July 1, there's benefits that are meant to be spread out for a year or
What if we
more
cut them
to be,
into whatever 3 months?
Cut them into third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
But that's
Yeah,
not,
but
that's not
keep it
spelled
clean.
out in that contract language, if you're saying you're just gonna renew that contract. Those 40 hours are front loaded in July 1.
But it's built as how long of a contract again? 1 or 2 years? 2.
It's that's an annual.
Yeah.
The new
So
contract
that's what I'm
is an
saying.
annual.
We can't renew or extend that for a 3-month contract with that part thirded. Quartered, what would it be?
Prorated. You would say just
Yeah.
prorated.
Yeah. With that clause in there, couldn't we do that?
Well, or I guess simplify it by, because everything else is for the employee annual. If we, in the new one, so if we put the wage for the new one and change the time length.
What we would do is a contract amendment that extends it 3 months with prorated vacation.
Yeah, oh, that makes sense.
There's still a motion, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Well, that was,
Yeah.
first of all, we would have to move to rescind the motion that was approved. Correct?
No, you
No, it
can,
already,
you could just make.
well, she turned it down, is that not?
Well, no
Yeah.
one seconded the Janelle's motion, which is the one we're on right now.
I know Frank was worried about the other offer that we offered you.
Oh, the
but you
board-
voted yes, but you said no to it, so.
I'm just afraid that, you know, if she does leave, what kind of talent will we get out there? You know, I don't think we will find, I am afraid because I don't think we'll find another Courtney, and I don't wanna disparage past executive directors or pool managers or whatever you call them. But there was a time here when it was chaos and money was taken. You know, her integrity is impeccable, I feel. You know, I don't worry, I don't go to sleep worrying about, oh my God, is Courtney gonna take some money? I don't worry about that. You know, that's the last thing on my mind. So I'm just afraid of what we will find out there for what we want to pay, which is what, $60,000? You know, or try to pay the 97 or 104. I don't know.
We have the 117 in the budget.
But if we have the 117, then
It's not about what we have in the budget, it's about
Right.
moving forward with a new contract reflecting on where the district is today. The old contract was built on a completely different district. So we have to go forward with a new contract for the new district as it is today. I
right,
feel.
because we are in a financial crisis today.
So let's try, Janelle, do you want to try your motion? Do you have it spelled out? So I got another one. Bob.
I'd say the motion that was made
I made a motion
is to extend the contract 3 months and look for a new executive director with prorated vacation.
That was it,
Yes,
that's what I said.
can we put that on hold and listen to the other
It-
motion?
Second, it failed to get a second.
And we
Okay.
could bring it again if, yeah.
Yeah, and then listen to what you have.
Failed to get a second, okay?
Okay.
Used car salesman, here I go.
That's
So-
good, you're doing so well.
108,000. All the benefits stay the same, but drop the vacation down to 120 per the employee manual with the 3 months of severance. A 1-year contract If the executive director is not happy, like we talked about March, going out. Or even what we talked about before, going out, see what kind of pool is out there. My motion is 108,000, 120 hours of vacation, 3 months severance on a 12-month contract.
Would you amend your motion just to say that? Reflected in the policy manual, so 108,000, 3 months severance, 1 year contract. All benefits accrued based on the
Employee
employee.
manual, yeah.
Yeah.
So I need a
That's
second.
it. I second the motion. All in,
Where was the outside employment on that? Did I hear you mention that, Jim?
I did not mention that because I think that's a
board
board
decision.
discussion. It's already
Yeah.
talked about
Separate?
in the employee
Yeah.
manual. Yes, separate.
Oh,
Yeah.
like looking at the employee manual separate.
Yeah.
So we have a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
That's going to pass.
Abstains.
So we have three ayes, one nay, one abstain, so it passes.
I will accept that offer,
Thank you.
because I do want to stay here.
Yeah, and we want you to stay. But, you know, I mean, it's beating a dead horse, you know, we just, it's the money thing, it's the financial, so thank you. All
That
right,
is just for the public that's listening, that's a reduction in contract basic rate from the 114 down to 108, from 5 months of severance down to 3 months of severance. Annual vacation hours moving from 136 to employee manual, which is 120. And I believe that contract, it stated by March, we should have reviewed and made a decision whether we were gonna go out for outside. Yeah,
Yep. Whether you were gonna renew the contract or move forward, and that gives March, April, May, that gives 4 months to find someone if the board chooses that they don't want to move forward with a second.
March 31st was in the new contract, verbiage.
oh,
Um,
all right.
what, 30 days, 30 days.
Okay, so I think
Okay,
we can
So-
adjourn unless there's any other businesses in the.
I have-
any other business?
Frank has a question.
I have a question. Cora, in the post that you made soliciting the public to come and hurry up and sign the recall petitions. Did you identify that you were speaking as a private citizen?
I'm unaware of what posts you're speaking of.
You posted for the public to be sure sign the recall petition. You didn't?
Are you like a post that I have made, or are you
Yes.
insinuating that a post under like ways of change or something was,
That you,
did? I'm sorry, your question is, did I identify that I was speaking on behalf of the district?
know, that you were just speaking on behalf of yourself as a private person.
I am speaking on behalf of myself as a private person when I am on Facebook, and
No, you're not. Per our social media policy for the board, you have to specifically identify that you're speaking as a private citizen.
Okay.
Did you do that?
Frank, I would have to go back and review what I wrote. I don't think that I wrote
Right there,
anything.
It's, okay,
right there.
sorry, that's,
Would you, I mean, please, if you'd like to read it. If the board chair, I'm fine with that.
You wanna read it?
guys weren't gonna interact
Yeah.
with the public.
My post that I
Okay,
made
correct.
on,
Thank you, Wes, for that reminder. We're not gonna read it, so.
okay.
that's
And-
something that I shared to the community. I shared it to my Facebook page that is close to my friends and family, not publicly,
Here's
so I
here's the
don't.
thing, per our social media policy, if you are posting, you have to specifically identify that you are posting as a private citizen. If you didn't post, there's very possibly, ethical violation as violating our social media policy, or a legal violation as a board member, as a political, person soliciting votes on an issue.
I don't recall exactly what I wrote in that post, but I believe that I was, the sentiment of it was that
So,
by signing the petition, people could go and it would allow it to be the choice of the
so
voters.
here's my point.
So,
The group that you're in general associated with takes every single perceived ethical procedural violation as high as they can go. If you would review your post and there's a potential ethical violation, will that same group treat you the same that they treat us? Will they take that issue to the state ethics board?
well,
If it's a
Frank,
possibility.
are you worried about the state ethics board or are you worried about our social media policy, I guess is my question, because before I made that post or spoke about it at all, I personally called the state ethics board and asked them about it. And so I'm not concerned about the state ethics board. If you are, I would welcome you to file something with them. I did call and make sure that what
Okay,
my sentiments about that.
so
We're
here's my point. If you did it the right way, I have no issue at all. None whatsoever. But this is we're treated by this group. It's cost the district thousands of dollars fighting ethics complaints that have been found to have no merit whatsoever. And I think that it's incumbent upon the public to treat all five of us the same.
So maybe Courtney can confirm this, but I don't believe that the district has incurred any legal fees for ethics complaints. They've incurred legal fees for public meeting law. Is that correct?
For grievances that have been filed.
For public meeting law. So it does go to the ethics commission, but the ethic complaints on individual board members or the executive director, district dollars can't go to pay for those things. And I find it very interesting, Frank, and I guess now it makes a lot more sense the way that you have been so aggressive towards me in the last few meetings.
Yeah.
That you are blaming me for the rest of the public's opinions and think that it should be taken out on me as well.
I wish you were not an advocate for
Well,
Susan, but
Frank, I would say
Come on, guys,
that
quiet down, please.
I would say that if you would like to review our bylaws and the etiquette that we should have as board members, it would be great for you to review about yelling, pointing your fingers. I mean, those and if you would like to talk about social media, we also have like
Okay.
you announce yourself when you call
We
people
are
cuss words.
moving along. Okay, we are adjourning at 5:54 PM. Thank you.
July 27th, I think.
Yeah,